I want to call this episode the first 48.
Oh, Lord, why?
Because I can go to the washroom and wash my hands responsibly in 48 seconds. But what could you do?
I can make a man unlike me. OMGs and emojis included.
I got that. Dish. Dish. I got that. Dish. I got that. Dish. That dish.
Hey, y'all. It's Onika.
And J.R.
And you are dishing with DaintyDysh. How you doing, J.R.?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I mean, we talked about that 48-second situation that I had the other day at the beginning of the show. Yeah.
No. Actually, it was at the end of the recording of the last
episode. So I basically had an opportunity to like a guy on one of my websites, my dating apps.
Yeah.
He liked me.
So the episode was about cell phones, and you were... As soon as we stopped recording, I went to the washroom and you picked up your cell phone.
I picked up my cell phone.
Just to be clear.
And I checked my OkCupid. And there was a guy on there that I knew from 3 years ago. And we had kind of a little office thing, like a little flirtation. And he liked me. So I liked him back. But we also had a glass or two of wine last week, which is my kryptonite. So
who had wine last week?
I had wine.
Oh.
Remember, I had 2 glasses
okay.
before we started. I
didn't have
wanted
to
loosen up a little bit, but apparently
wine,
it made my lips a little too loose. So I messaged him, OMG name. I'm so shocked. Emoji face. How are you? And this person is a very intelligent person, so I don't think he appreciated my OMGs and my emojis. So he promptly unliked me. 48 seconds it took.
Oh my goodness. That was hilarious. Like,
and the only, because we timed it. You timed it.
I did a reenactment.
You did. We had to do an autopsy. We had to do an autopsy of the situation.
I did a reenactment to figure out how long, because I couldn't understand. I went in there and there was like a blood curdling scream.
I was excited.
And I didn't understand. I didn't know if I should just run outside and pee on the floor or just finish what I was doing.
Well, I'm glad you didn't pee on my floor.
Well, I'm happy I didn't pee on your floor either, because I would have had
to clean it. But I almost wish you would have. You would have come out of here and stopped me from doing something stupid. Now my match is gone.
I don't understand how it was. I walked not even 20 feet.
I don't know how it happened, man. I just all of a sudden became a 16-year-old schoolgirl, and I used OMG and I used emojis. I think maybe more than once, which I'm only confessing to you now because it was already too much to begin with. Like, I don't know what to say, but that's been my week. And every night I go to bed, I'm just like, damn it. Like, it just comes out of my mouth right before I fall asleep. Damn it, missed a good one.
That was too funny. I don't even know how to explain it. It was priceless. I think. Go ahead.
You know, I'm not a techie person, so the next morning, because he deleted me. He must have deleted me the night before, but the next morning the message was still up. So I typed something funny to him, and then it just poof, it disappeared. So I assumed something was wrong with the app. Right? I thought something was wrong with the app. So I contacted support and I said, there's this really great match that I lost somehow and I'd like some help getting it back.
No, you didn't.
I did.
Oh
I did. I contacted support. They haven't responded yet because they must get a lot of this. So.
You contact.
I thought there was a glitch in the system.
You contacted support.
Not realizing
Honestly, I would love to be in that support office right now, because I would have, even if the office was green, I would have printed that out on a piece of paper and stuck it on my desk. That was you
honestly, I can laugh at myself, and that's probably one of my most endearing qualities. I can sit back now. You know, the guy didn't break my heart. It was one missed connection. But it was pretty funny. It was pretty funny. So hilarious. 48 seconds, I could kill a relationship, guys. What's your records? But, what's your records? I beat out Britney Spears. She took a day. I took 48 seconds. But how are you doing? What has been going, like, obviously nothing as interesting as my dating life has been going on with you, but what have you been up to?
I just finished guerrilla marketing. I don't know. I just want to read a marketing book. So I
Okay.
did that. But nothing really. I got a new contract, so I'm doing some new stuff, and
Good
that's
stuff.
cool. You know,
Bringing
money
that
in the
bag
bank. Money in the bank. That's all it's about right now.
It's about that bag.
Yeah, about the bag. But I'm going back to school again.
Of course. I know you love school.
Yeah, again, new semester, new topic. I'm going to clown class.
You want a clown college, eh?
Yeah, I'm going to clown school. I'm taking a clown class. Yeah.
So tell me what this class is about.
It's just about you know, becoming comfortable with yourself, and you know, body movements and all that kind of stuff, and being a clown. Not really being a clown, but you know,
Maybe facing some fears and anxieties.
exactly. That's pretty much what it is. Facing fears and anxieties. I mean, it's yeah. I mean, pretty much facing fears and anxieties. That's kind of one of the reasons why I'm taking it. Just to kind of, it's a nice complement to my public speaking class. I think so. I was there last week for the first class, so that was pretty good. Yeah, I'm excited to go. I mean, we even get a nose at one point, the red one.
Oh, you get a red nose? That's
Yeah.
adorable.
Yeah, at some point.
That's adorable.
Yeah, so I'm super excited for that. But yeah, that's all I got for me. I'm just, you know, head down, keeping it busy.
Well, speaking of fears and anxiety, I thought we'd dish on that today. I had a pretty interesting session with my therapist the other day, and it kind of brought it up for me again.
Anxiety?
Yeah, I actually, you know, part of my diagnosis is generalized anxiety disorder. It's something, you know, I have medication for. I don't often take it, though.
Like, I don't know, like that sounds to me like it's made up.
I mean, a lot of psychological illnesses sound kind of made up to a lot of people, but it's just like anxiety is just, I think it's just a lot of uncertainty, and some people feel it to a level that it hampers them from living their lives, like either thriving or surviving in life. I don't think my anxiety is that bad. I mean, I've been suffering with anxiety since I was a teenager. I know where it stems from. A lot of it stems from my sexual assault when I was 14 and other things that happened in my childhood. And I've always just been an anxious person, like always on alert, always on guard, you know, so I don't know. Anxiety for me is just one of those things where I feel like I have to learn to overcome a lot of the things that cause fear and anxiety.
I don't know. I'm one of those people that's like, what's the worst that could happen? And then go from there. Deal with it. A lot of things I don't know. I had anxiety about, you know, failing at being married. I had anxiety about that, and then you know, it failed, and I'm
What's
still
the worst
here.
that
What's the
happened?
worst that could happen? It failed. I'm here. Like, I'm happy. I hate to you know, use his line, but like, no good marriage ends in divorce, and
That's true.
that's that Louis C.K. line. But you know,
I know, a little. He had gems.
He had some gems.
He had some bars.
He had some bars.
That's your line.
I took that from Joe Budden. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, you took that from Joe?
That's
Straight from Joe B.
That's straight from Joe Budden.
Yeah, no, but mine's the what if fears. Mine's overactive imagination fears. Like, I fear, like, what if this, then that? So what if I disappoint my mother, then I end up failing myself? Like, it's always a what if situation.
You should be in IT. You could write computer programs.
Yeah, it's always, for me, it's always a what if, and it's always the worst case scenario, which for me, my worst case scenario is hospitalization. So a lot of my rabbit holes that I fall down when it comes to my anxiety always ends with a thump at the end, thinking about being hospitalized. Okay. You know, so that's one kind of anxiety that I think that I have to learn how to, you know, manage and deal with. So I was telling you, I was talking to my therapist, and she had said to me that a lot of these anxieties that I have are simply just thoughts.
Yeah.
They're not facts.
Yeah.
And they're not based in any kind of reality.
None.
Which, when you hear it, it makes sense. But when you're in it, it's hard to remember that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it's hard to remember that it's just your thoughts running wild.
Yeah. It's taken me a while to just kind of hone in those types of feelings, I guess. I got really anxious at the end of my marriage. I was always anxious because it was like, I really don't want to be here. Like, I'm done. Like, I don't care.
Your environment was
like,
making you anxious.
This environment, like, I come home, I'm at work, and it's like, high pressure, and I like it. Like, I never didn't like my job, but then I want to come home and just relax and just kick it. And it's like, there's tension. I'm anxious when I'm at home.
Thick, it's palpable.
Yeah, it's like, this person that's here with me is making me sick, and it's I don't know. It was really, it's just.
That is an example of general anxiety, though.
I don't know.
That right there, what you're talking about, because there's phobias. So like I'm claustrophobic. I have a fear of heights. Don't remember what that's called.
What don't you have? Like, what don't, like, you're coming up, you're throwing, like, I got this.
No,
I got this.
I got this. I got that. No, I don't like small spaces. Nobody likes small spaces.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Nobody.
So claustrophobia, I think everybody has that one. That's
why jail cells are small.
Never went to the top of the CN Tower. Never planned to. Don't like heights. But those are phobias. Then there's post-traumatic stress stuff. That's different than what a general, just everyday anxiety, is. And what you, I think, went through, that was general anxiety.
Sure, I guess. I don't know. I don't have any definitions for it. I mean, I guess I just remember being anxious. I mean, in that time. But I mean, some people get anxious when their cell phone dies. Like, I don't, like.
It's
like,
true, but that's another Pavlovian situation. That's classical conditioning right there. That's conditioning. They're conditioned to freak out when their cell phone's at 1%.
Yeah, or that whole fear of missing out. Mm-hmm. That creates anxiety for people, though. I mean, I've met people that, like, the actual fear of missing out on something, like, drives them insane. Like, they have to be in touch with everything, and it's like, why?
They have to be on their social media. They have to be in contact with their friends. They need to know what's going on out there in the world. I mean, for some people, it's a positive thing, like wanting to learn things. But for others, like you said, it's just they're so afraid of missing out that they're actually missing out.
Missing out, yeah, like
they're missing out.
Missing out,
as
like
they are fearing that. Very thing.
Like, I don't know. I used to get anxious actually when I would out earlier in the marriage with my wife, and she would play the Kardashian game, and she'd be like, I have to go on a date with my boyfriend, and she'd be on the game, and I'm like, wait, you're out with your husband right now. And I'd feel myself just getting like, I wasn't getting angry, but I was just getting like, I want to get out of here. Like, I don't feel like I want to be here. Like, this is.
Yeah, it's your breathing changes, everything changes, your heart rate changes, everything changes when you're anxious.
But yeah, and then I thought that, for a little while I was anxious about, I'm not even anxious, but I had some anxiety about being alone. But that kind of came from being tripped out by other people for me. That anxiety about being alone was from people that were around me. They're like, well, you're going for a divorce now, so you have to learn to be by yourself. And I'm like, I'm an only child. I've spent the majority of my life by myself. I'm so comfortable by myself. Like, I go to the movies by myself. I go to dinner by myself. Like, I've always done it. I still do it. I don't see the problem. Like, I'm totally fine being by myself. I signed up for classes. I go to those by myself. Like,
I think what they're talking about, though, is in relationship wise. I mean, I haven't been in a relationship in years, and I'm starting to feel the anxiety around being, alone versus being lonely. Like, I was alone for the last couple of years. I was alone, and I was comfortable being alone. And then alone all of a sudden turned to lonely, and my anxiety level just hit the roof. I started thinking about my future and what ifs, as I said before. I'm 35. What if I don't find someone? What if I don't have kids? What if I never really want to get married. I've seen what marriage does to people. But what if I don't find a partner to like go through life with and share my joys with, and which caused me to hop on to this online dating train that I'm currently now on.
Don't get me started on that, because I think that you're the problem on that. That I'm firm on that one.
You're firm?
Firm. You are the problem.
What? Do tell.
Because you want me to be honest?
Yes.
Okay. I'll just give you from my perspective. I'm 32, 33 now.
Yeah.
I'm meeting 25-year-olds that are, oh my God, you're cute. I want to talk to you, blah, 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 right? And that means there's 25-year-olds through, how old are you now?
35.
35-year-olds that are available. And you're no longer a spring chicken.
Oh, thank you. This old hen has a couple more chicks left in her. Don't worry.
I'm not saying.
I'm worried though a little bit though. You're right.
No, I'm just saying like let's be real. You're not 21. Like
I'm not 21
You're not cousin D.
No, I'm not cousin D.
Or you're not cousin A. You're not.
No,
those two.
I can't throw them types of thirst traps.
Yeah. So I mean,
I'm like, I'm an old lady, and that makes me anxious.
So you're now being picky. You're like, this guy, his eyebrows are too close together. This guy, I don't like that haircut. This guy, he's got green eyes. I don't like green eyes. This guy's got.
Listen.
Like, look at you. Like,
listen.
And like all your friends are saying, read the profile.
You have seen the images that I have seen,
and here's the thing. Like, if I have to have faith that if I ever put my face on a dating app, that I will get possibly a response.
I still think you're very handsome. I'm not even gonna feel sorry for you because you're still a hella good looking kid.
I don't feel sorry for myself one bit, but I'm just saying.
Good looking kid.
I'm just saying that there's people that are gonna say things and like, yo, I was with someone that made fun of me. Like, that's what prepared me for this world. Like, that's why I don't have anxiety about the way I look, because I was with someone that kicked me when I was down. I was at the very worst. What's the worst that could happen? That happened. Okay, let's move on. So, I don't know. You should probably just like lighten up a bit and just give people a chance. Because I would hope that someone would give me a chance. That's all. Like, I'm looking at it from that perspective. Because you know what? On paper, if you don't see my face on paper, I'm a dime.
You're still a dime. What are you talking about? I'm not even going to indulge this conversation with you. I'm not indulging this. Let's move
on. So you're anxious.
I have always, as I said, since I was a small child, been an anxious, worried child. I worry and I overthink. And I think that's a huge problem with anxiety, is that you're overthinking.
But I don't think overthinking is a bad thing, because I mean, people would tell me that I overthink, but a large percentage of the time, my thoughts are in the ballpark, right or right.
But they also veer towards the positive. You have to realize that. Like, when someone's overthinking and they're spinning themselves into a tornado of negativity, then that's where anxiety comes in. Like, nobody feels anxious over happy thoughts. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Nobody feels anxiety when they're happy. It's when you're low, you're sad, you're depressed, the anxiety comes from other emotions that are going on inside of you that you can't necessarily, like, you can't seem to control them. That's number one. And number two, you can't figure them all out. And that's where the racing thoughts come in. At least with me, that's where my racing thoughts come in, and that's where my anxiety comes from. If there's a problem that I have that I feel that I can't solve, or I feel helpless and hopeless, I tend to be like a hamster on a wheel. Mm-hmm. Like a hamster on a wheel, just spinning and spinning and spinning. And I've had a lot of bad, they call them panic attacks. That's like anxiety attacks, in my time. But I've learned to manage. I've learned to manage with the support and help of others, and not so much with medication as I used to have to.
I've only been anxious recently. Well, not recently, but in the latter part of my life. that also came with my dad being sick and me being around a lot of families that were going through, recovery in hospitals and in rehab facilities, and just meeting those types of people and having conversations with them and realizing that a lot of people just in their old age, they kind of feel that they didn't spend enough time with their family doing the things they love. They spend too much time working, so I started getting anxious at, wait, what goals am I, what do I have my goals messed up right now? That kind of got me anxious, like, because I'm trying to have this, corporate career, wife, kids. I'm ambitious. I'm going in this direction. This is where I want to go, and I'm going there. But then I see all these people that at the end of the road, they're just unhappy, and that made me anxious, and it kind of conflicted with my ambitions, because I don't know. I think I'm a pretty ambitious guy. Well, yeah.
So are you saying that perhaps having too much ambition might lead to a road of unhappiness instead of happiness?
I think so. I think you need to make your goals clear. Like, you need to set a goal, and when you reach that goal, walk away. Have an exit strategy. Like, leave. Like, I've got a goal for myself. Like, and when I reach that goal, I'm done. Like, I don't see the need to keep going and going and going and going and going.
I feel like ambition has been painted as a very ugly word, especially when it comes to women and their ambitions. Women aren't allowed to be ambitious. Women are supposed to be passive, not aggressive, not ambitious, not driven. So I consider myself a fairly ambitious person. There's been bumps on the road. There's been a lot of challenges thrown in my direction, but I still haven't given up that ambitious spirit that I think that I was born with.
Yeah.
I think ambition is something that you do learn. You learn from your family members, you learn from your parents. And I had a mother that always said, put your mind to it. You could be anything and do anything you want to do and be anything you want to be. She had to whisper it off to the side.
Yeah.
Because I had a father who said, you have to work twice as hard to get half as much.
Yep. But you know what?
And keep your head low. Keep your head low, because you don't want to cause too many waves.
But you know what? Hearing both of those, because I had the same thing.
Yeah, we're of the same family, so I can imagine.
They made me a better person, because I know at times I need to keep my head down, and put my head down and just work, and then there's times where I'm going to be able to go after my dreams. And you know what? You can combine the two, because your dreams turn into goals once you put them down on paper. Once we said that we wanted to do this and we put it down on paper, it was no longer a dream, it was a goal, and our ambitions kind of like brought us here.
It's what's driving us. It's what's keeping things going and the engine still moving. Because I know your favorite saying.
Oh, hard work over talent every day. Every day, hard work over talent.
Any day and every day.
Any day, every day. I love it. Hard work over talent.
If you have ambition and you don't have talent, you don't have resources, you still have everything you need.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So ambition, to me, it can't be an ugly word. It's a word that we have to just take back and realize without ambition, you're just a person with potential that's mediocre.
Yeah, and you're lazy.
You're lazy. Nobody's interested in mediocrity.
Yeah. I don't want to sit at home every night watching TV.
Or Netflixing.
I haven't watched Netflix in 3 months. The last time I watched it, I was here.
I watched it last night, but I did work yesterday. I did do work yesterday. But yeah, I don't want to assign myself to a life of mediocrity. My mother used to say to me when I was a kid that she bought me up from Guyana because there was no opportunities there for me. And she knew that country was too small for her child. Mm-hmm. Even then she knew, and I still don't know what I'm destined for, whether it's great things or not great things. I'm hoping it's great things, but
we're both destined for great
things.
Both.
I still have my anxiety about that, but I would hope that I am destined for great things, because I said to myself at 6 years old, I said, I asked my mother, is salt something that everybody in the world knows? And she said, yes, sodium, because my mom's a nurse. She said, sodium's in most things. So, yes, everyone knows what salt is. And I said, well, Mommy, one day I want my name to be as common as salt. I was 6.
Is that it?
That
So you
was
have
it.
perseverance, eh? You're going to try and persevere?
I'm going to persevere, and I'm going to reach that goal. That's my goal.
That's your goal?
For my name to be as common as salt.
Oh, my goodness.
That's my goal.
Okay, well, my goals are nowhere near that. But nonetheless, they still require, your goals and your ambitions always require sacrifice. And that's something a lot of people don't understand. They see you with whatever you have or what you're doing, and they're like, oh my gosh, I want that too. And they don't understand the amount of sacrifice that you've done for that. Like, when I wanted to be a DJ, I mean, I was practicing, 4 hours a day, annoying my mother to death, like 4 or 5 hours a day, like, 2 hours in the morning, 3 hours at night, 4 hours at night. But I put that work in, and then eventually someone paid me to do that, that was a goal, and that was just ambition just kicking in. And some people they don't know how to, I guess, work hard. Are they scared of hard work? Like, are some people just scared of hard work?
I think people are afraid of knowing what they're capable of.
Is that it?
Yeah, I think that, because ambition is associated with things like greed and, power hungry and, wanting that like rich lifestyle. What's
wrong with not
and
wanting?
The thing is, there's nothing wrong with it, but there are people who aren't willing to push themselves to the limits that they need to push themselves to.
Yeah.
Which is ambition.
Yeah.
To see how far they can really go and how high they could really fly. And I think people are generally just afraid to see what they're capable of. I think that's what it is. That's why there's a lack of ambition.
They're afraid to let other people be what they're capable of as well.
Exactly.
They hold you back.
I mean, you have to cut those toxic people out of your life. I mean, if you...
Yeah, you do, I guess. Yeah.
If you have any kind of ambition in life, and
I mean, I look at my marriage now and I'm like, there's no way I could have been doing what I'm doing right now, like,
if you were still married.
If I was still married. And it sucks because, I mean, what I'm doing right now is it's paying the bills, I'm having a blast, I'm having fun, and it would have been nice to share that with someone.
Yeah. But I mean, Material Girl didn't have ambition.
No, we're not.
Material Girl didn't have ambition. So, she was mediocre.
Yo.
Yeah, I said it.
Oh my God.
You heard me.
I don't know. Like, the thing is, no matter how many times I tell you to leave this girl alone,
I can't.
Don't,
listen, she's wronged my family.
Yeah.
I will have vengeance.
Yo, leave the girl, let her be, bro.
But I don't know whether your ambition is big or small though. It's that drive too. That drive is really, really important. Like, it's that push to getting to where you need to get to. It's that willing to, like you said, sacrifice and give of yourself and
have that tenacity.
Have that tenacity and even that a little bit of Machiavellian in you. Like, just a little bit willing
How
to
much?
just
How
just
much?
a scooch.
Just a scooch?
Just a scooch of Machiavellianism in you. Just a scooch. But yeah, it's also not letting your anxiety and your fear stand in your way. In anything you do and everything you do, you have to be fearless, because if you let fear lead you, your ambitions will fall. Your ambitions will fall apart. So that is the dish of the day. If you guys have any stories about your anxieties, your fears, and your ambitions, please do write into us. We would love to hear these tales. So JR, tell them how they could reach us.
Yeah, you can definitely reach us at Dysh, DYSH, at DaintyDysh.com. That's DaintyDysh.com. You can also check us out on Instagram at Best of Onika and Best of J.R. Onika, what's going on OnikaDainty.com?
Couple of blogs, a little bit of poetry, my journal entries. I just wrote a journal entry today on fear. So
did you?
I'm going to be posting that shortly, soon to come.
You got a good one on there about your mom though that I really like.
My dear mama one, my
Yeah,
letter.
yeah,
Yeah.
I like that one.
It was
I
a
like
class
that one.
assignment.
Was it?
For her, for one of her classes, I had to write a letter, about her and how I feel about her. So it was really cool.
It's so funny how you wrote that, but then you write the losing my religion one as well. So I don't know, but yeah, that's another day. You should check it out. Just go to onikadainty.com. On the, I guess, the my writing page, is that where it is?
Yeah, my writing page.
Okay, yeah, just check. You can check some of that stuff out there. Thank you for listening. If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts,
Give us a 5. We deserve a 5.
thank you. If you're listening to us on YouTube, continue and subscribe. We really appreciate it. Thank you so much. If you're listening to us on any other platform, please subscribe there and leave us some feedback. We would love to get it.
Love to hear from you guys.
Love to hear from you. I think that's it for me.
All right, y'all. I hope you enjoyed the dish of the day and you have yourself a very, very, very happy hump day.